When I get up every day, I realize that I have the opportunity to make a good decision that will get built, that will influence how people interact with their spaces all throughout the city. And that's a really exciting, fulfilling thing.
When we live here, we can walk right out our front door. We don't have to drive anywhere to let the kids play, go to the park.
We like to go to the cafe to eat breakfast.
What attracts people to this place is its naturalness.
There's about 54 miles of off-street trails in the city of Irvine. And what's really wonderful about an off-street trail, which is what we're on now, is you have landscapes surrounding you and you don't have to worry about cars or crossing streets. That's one of the key things in developing open space system is you can really create trails and parks and parkways that actually go somewhere.
We moved from another community just because of the fact that we wanted a place where the kids could go outside and play.
We didn't have any grass fields.
There are no places right out the door. We would have to drive to go to a park or a place or an area for the kids to be able to go outside and play.
The city of Irvine is a really interesting city in that it was basically planned from scratch. And prior to the planning that started in the 1960s, this was all a huge ranch holding. And initially when the ranch was acquired by the Irvine family, this was primarily grazing. One of the key components of the master plan was the changes in the open space and increase from 11% of open space to over 50% in the ultimate plan for the ranch. So of the 93,000 acres, over half of the land will be preserved as open space.
When people think of Orange County, they think of beaches and they think of Disneyland, but in fact we have the equivalent of a national park right here in our backyard. It's a large landscape, a spectacular views, unique natural resources, fun trails, big opportunities. I think it sells itself. I don't think you have to convince someone to come out here once they understand it and once they've seen it. Aren't any places where you are connected from the mountains all the way to the ocean, and you can do that on the Irvine Ranch. A number of the areas on the historic Irvine Ranch are open every day for hiking, and in fact there's over 250 miles of trails on those 44,000 acres of land. They're available for people to hike and to mountain bike. But there are lots of places that are very sensitive biologically, and so one of the things that the Irvine Ranch Conservancy does is we have a very large group of trained volunteers. We have almost 400 volunteers that are trained in natural history and how to lead hikes and tours, and they have programs that the public can sign up for free and then come out and enjoy these lands on a hike or on a mountain bike.
I have been a docent for 7 years now. I'm probably one of the earliest docents that started with this organization after the cows were removed. People are very surprised when they come out here the first time that it even exists, because this is such a natural environment. 3 miles from here, we have the 10 million people that live in the LA basin that have no visualization that a wilderness of this high quality exists. And I've done over 100 hikes out here. Every single time I come out here, people have never been here before, and they are amazed that it exists. They'll say, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is right in my backyard, and I didn't even know about it. It happens every single time we go on a hike. In order to get a quality wilderness experience, I had to drive 4 or 5 hours up to the Sierras or the San Gabriel Mountains. But when I discovered that right within a few miles of my house was this beautiful wilderness, I realized I could get that fix of the wilderness experience and not go so far. We have a trail that has hardly any impact on the animals that live out there, whereas a road would bisect them.
There's an area in the northern wilderness called the Sinks, which has this amazing, beautiful red, it's like a miniature Grand Canyon. If we wanted to go to the Sinks today, we would basically turn around and go north behind me, walking or bicycling. And we're probably about 2.5 miles, I would say, to the sinks. It's not far away at all. And I think I would basically make a postcard of that and say, welcome to the city of Irvine, because how many cities in the country can say that they have something like that as part of their city?